Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nintendo Pow Block, episode 181. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, is that retro code, Eddie V.
Rainbow Road Ramen will work wonders, right?
What?
Rainbow Road Ramen.
Nope, not doing it.
Hello, everybody.
We're recording early, Ed. We're a day early. So,
yes, we are.
Which, actually, this might work out better because you know how we've been talking about moving the show to Thursdays on podcast feeds?
Yes.
This might actually work better to do it that way. You know, I mean, I know your schedule could change whenever, but if we're going to move the show to Thursdays and we record on Mondays, that might actually be better. So, just because, you know, if we move it to Thursday mornings and there happens to be a Nintendo Direct, we can kind of have some wiggle room there, right?
Yes.
Right? That's the thinking behind it, I think. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I really don't know. How was your weekend, Ed? Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, had a great weekend. Got a chance to record with the Boss Rush crew and our special guest MC Fixer. Great conversation that we had. Just a bunch of laughs and everything, and learning about his content. And then just playing some games, and, you know, making progress. And I'm working on my backlog challenge.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And just I'm doing my best, not trying to buy games, but
you really think that's gonna work?
It's me, and I'm just like, I see a sale and I want to get it. But I've been really good, really enjoying it, having fun at work, and didn't watch the Super Bowl because I work, but I think by the time I got home, the game was over.
Yeah, well, you know, it's fair. I did watch the game, but the big news this weekend was I finally bought my 4K TV. Finally. So, I'm pretty happy with my purchase. You know, if there was like a little bit more money in the budget, I probably would have gone up to a QLED. But I bought the Samsung 8 Series 55-inch, and it is quite nice. I ran through about 30 games on my Xbox One X to run through, you know, and a little Nintendo segment here. Hold on, Ed, say something.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, okay. Oof. I'm sorry, everybody. I was looking at the audio mixer, and like, your sound on your side is very quiet to the point where it's not picking it up, and then like you said something, and then you okay. Anyways,
okay. I was just like, oh no.
A little Nintendo segment here. I bought my TV. You know, I set it all up, and we watched some stuff, and we don't pay for the 4K Netflix. There's no really reason to. I don't really think there is, but dude, I flipped through some things on Disney Plus because a lot of that is 4K ready, and man, put on Toy Story. I put on Coco. I put on Incredibles. Man, dude, some 4K movies, man, they look amazing on this TV. And then I got the HDR all kind of set up, and then I went into my Xbox One X and ran through about 30 games, man. And let me tell you, my TV has FreeSync on it, and everything runs buttery smooth.
Well, before you go, explain to what FreeSync is.
Well, FreeSync is basically a lot of gaming monitors have FreeSync, and that's pretty much where it tries to eliminate as much input lag as possible and kind of turns features off on your TV that it's not needed. It works in conjunction with game mode, I think. I'm not 1,000% sure if I'm explaining this right. All right, I'm not a tech guy, but pretty much what FreeSync does is it kind of focuses the processing power of the TV to eliminate lag, like input lag on your controllers, and really kind of makes the experience kind of buttery smooth. So all your games run at 60 plus. Well, if it's capable, runs at 60 frames a second, real buttery smooth. It kind of the functions on the TV, not necessarily FreeSync, but it kind of eliminates screen tearing and kind of, you know how sometimes when you play games there's a little bit of a blur around the character when you turn the camera.
Yeah.
It eliminates that. And I tell you what, man, it's the best. It's like playing all these games for the first time. Honestly, I've been playing on a 10-year-old TV, right? Like this, it's in my office now. This giant TV is in my office. It's a 10-year-old Samsung 1080p TV, and it still works great, right? Like, have my Switch hooked up to it right now, and kind of I was going through some of the deals on the store, and turned Zelda on for a little bit before we started recording. But when I was playing some games on my Xbox One X, I started with Gears 5, and Gears 5 looks amazing. Like, the environments look amazing, the character models look amazing, the textures and like the armor pieces and stuff on your characters, and the way the guns kind of like it's so crazy how HDR and just a little bit better resolution and the texture packs, you really see it. And it's like it almost looks like next gen, like a next gen difference. And
the detail.
Yeah.
In it.
Which makes me really excited for the Series X, because I want to see what that looks like on this TV. But then I went to Halo 5, and when did that game come out? 2015?
Yes.
2015? 2016?
Yep. 2015.
2015. Dude, that game still looks incredible. I just jumped into a couple random missions, and I was looking at the guns on there, and like there's like writing on the guns that I never noticed before. There's textures on the guns that I never noticed before. Remember when I told you when I got the Xbox One X and I was playing on my 1080p TV where I could see like the textures in the gloves and everything?
Yeah.
Well, this, like, you know how some toys are made out of like that textured plastic that's kind of got a roughness to it. It's not really smooth, but it's not like, it's not like what do you call it? It's just like this kind of rough plastic that you see on toys and stuff, like toy guns or toy other, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what the guns look like. Like, it has this rough texture to the top of them, and like you can see a lot of the intricate details in the gun that I just have never noticed before. And it's incredible, man. Like the guns, like the heads up displays on the guns and even in the screen have like a new layer of texture to it that I've never seen, a new depth of field that I've never seen. Like, it's crazy. And with the FreeSync on, what I did first was I ran it at 4K 60, and it looks incredible, right? But I turned it down to 1440p and turned on the 120 hertz mode. Yeah. And I swear Halo runs it faster than 60 frames a second if it's able to, like in some parts. The way I was turning and just the smoothness of the motion, like, it kind of blew me away. And I don't really know if that has to do with the FreeSync or like switching it to 120 hertz instead of 60 hertz. Because if you're running at 4K on Xbox One X, you have to run it at 60 hertz. Like, there's no
passing it up.
Yeah, but running it at 120 frame or 120 hertz, like, that's like every second the screen refreshes that many times, right? I don't know if it just kind of eliminates like, oh, instead of 60 hertz, it refreshes the screen 55 times a second instead of 60, and that's what makes it not as smooth. Mm-hmm. But like, man, Halo 5 ran like a dream, and Overwatch ran like a dream, and like all these in Titanfall 2, dude.
The games that you are mentioning where you're in battle, you have to consistently move.
Yeah.
So that may be because I think if like you're doing something with Gears, you get to take your time. So it's not really, you're not really getting kind of the excitement and benefit like you would in Halo 5 and Titanfall 2 because there's no covering there. So you got to consistently move. So I'm assuming the screen is in the TV is doing a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The screen is definitely doing a lot of work, and I put it on, dynamic mode, and like it's crazy. It's crazy how different, like, playing on this 1080p TV for so long. Like, I tweeted out the other day, I was like, people who say they don't need 4K HDR have never played on 4K or HDR. Like, I tweeted that out because like it literally feels like it really feels like I'm playing these games for the first time. Like, just watching them move and the animations and that opening, the opening cutscene to Halo 5, how amazing that looks just in general.
And I was going to ask you, how are the cutscenes on here? Like, do they pop even more?
Well, I only watched the cutscenes on Halo 5, but that opening cutscene looks like
way more.
A lot of the environments and stuff, like the character models still have like that uncanny valley kind of thing where, like, okay, I know that's the guy that plays Luke Cage, but you can clearly see he's been digitized or whatever, right? I clearly know that's Nathan Fillion playing Buck, but you know how it is. And but like when you zoom out on the environments and you see the ships flying around and you see like the helmets or the armor pieces, like, even for a 4.5-year-old game at this point, it blew me away. Like, it really did. And I know, like, graphics, it's really hard to see graphical changes and stuff. The only game I wasn't super impressed with. Now, granted, this is the only game that I know doesn't run at 4K natively. Assassin's Creed Odyssey didn't really blow me away. Like, it just kind of, like, it looked brighter, right? Like, it looked cleaner, right? It looked like it was running cleaner, but it just didn't. There wasn't.
It didn't pop.
No. No, but like I turn on Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I turn on The Witcher 3. What other
Shadow had to be crazy because that game looks super detailed.
Yeah, and then
already.
I put it on a resolution mode instead of performance mode, and like it looks incredible. A lot of the games I played looked incredible, right? I mean, like I said, Assassin's Creed, Odyssey, and Origins to that extent, because I wanted to see what both of them looked like. They're the only games that didn't really blow me away. But like, to me, that's kind of understandable because they're so big, right? They're so expansive that it's just like I get it.
And it may be something with Ubisoft's, like,
It could be.
I want to say the engine or art style, something about I guess their character models, I would say.
I mean, it could be. Like, I didn't try to play The Division or Watch Dogs or anything. But and I made sure I had games. Like, you know how you can filter your Xbox games, like, to say, okay, I only want Xbox One X enhanced games. I did do that. The one game, there's a couple original Xbox games that are Xbox One enhanced. Black is Xbox One enhanced. Dude, that looks like I turned it on and that game looks like a 360 game with these enhancements. Like, it looks pretty good. Like, I know Black hasn't really held up well since it came out, but like it looks really good. Like, it really does.
Black is a weird one because I don't think graffiti was supposed to be impressive. I think it was more about the handling of the guns and the sound more than the graphical.
I think Black was about sound design and AI as opposed to what the game like really looks like, which is fine. I don't really care. I just wanted to see what an original Xbox game looked like on an Xbox One X, and it looked pretty good. So
yeah.
What else did I play? There's a couple other things I checked out.
Did you try Cuphead? I think I asked you.
I did not try Cuphead
because I didn't play it.
I didn't play Ori either, which those two, Ori especially, would probably look amazing on there too.
Yeah, I kind of was wondering, like, some of the indie games that do different art styles, how would they do? Because they're not realistic in a sense. They just have a particular art style, and I was wondering.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Those
Ori's
types of
art style would probably look amazing in 4K, right? Like, I think that would be the standout title. But I tried a little bit of Crackdown 3. I mean, it looks like Crackdown, but it looked cleaner. It looked sharp. I still like that game despite its kind of flaws. You know, like I still think it's okay.
Yeah, it's. I think that's one game that when you are playing with someone else and you talking, y'all working together, that makes it fun.
Yeah.
Like, because that's how I did most of that game. I played with somebody late at night, and that game became fun.
Yeah. What else did I play? I played a few other things, and I'm really impressed. You know, I didn't get the best TV on the market, but like I can. There's clearly a difference, and it's fantastic. So, I did play a couple Switch games on it, and I know they don't run at 4K, right? Obviously, because the Switch can't really handle it. But I did notice like the FreeSync really cleaned up a lot of the things that I like. Mario Kart felt more responsive. It actually felt like I had to change the way I played a little bit. Like everything just feels more responsive on this TV. Like it feels better to play on this TV. And I know it has to do with the FreeSync and everything, but yeah, it just felt really good, and Smash feels good, and Zelda, it's cool because like there is an upscaler in my TV, right? And,
Yeah.
and like it just kind of like it cleans up a lot of things and makes it look prettier or whatever, but like, you know, it's not running at 4K. But Zelda, like just seeing, like I would just stand in the field and watch the grass blow. Man, that game, I keep forgetting how amazing that game looks all the time. Like I want to play it again so bad. But I would but I would have to find all the Korok seeds again. And
Well, you don't have to find
no, yes,
them.
I do. Don't tell me I don't have to, because I do. I'll fight
I mean,
you.
it's optional.
No, I have to. But yeah, man, it's I really enjoyed my new TV. It's fun, it's great, and I'm really happy with it. So, what was the one game that I checked out that was like really, really, man? I can't.
Oh, Xbox or on
Yeah, on
Switch?
Xbox.
Xbox.
I just can't. I can't think of what I was.
It wasn't. It wasn't Hellblade. I know you mentioned Hellblade.
Yeah, I haven't. I didn't try Hellblade yet.
Oh, I thought you did.
I turned it on, but then I was like, no, I need to wait because I'm in a part where
Oh,
I need
because
to be focused. So,
Oh, okay.
but what did DMC looks good. Destiny 2, like it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
I mean it runs fine. You know, like I mean it's still 30 frames a second, which is what kind of, you know, after playing Halo with FreeSync on and the like switching between 120 hertz and 60 hertz and stuff, and just seeing Halo run at clean 60 frames. And I did play a little bit of the Master Chief Collection too.
And Sea of Thieves, you mentioned.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves looks. You want to see a game that looks great, and with that art style in 4K, Sea of Thieves is a wonderful game to check out. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I could go on and on about this TV, but I'm really happy with it. It was only $650 for the 8 series.
That's not bad.
No, I almost I was like the 7 series 65-inch was only $599, and I was heavily considering it, but the 8 series has better contrast ratio. It has better viewing angles for when, you know, like people come over. So
is that the latest one in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like the 8 series is like the 7 and 8 series are Samsung's kind of mid-tier TVs.
Okay.
So
And 4K now is becoming more common, so
Hmm.
and more affordable. So now people could get it. I think people were just like the price of 4K when it first started was too much. I don't think they had like smaller sizes that people would get into. It was
Hmm.
always big size. So I think that's why people were just like they didn't need 4K at the moment. But now that they're going into the next gen and 4K is about to be common, I think more people will start seeing the difference once they get games and systems that support it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So I mean, it's good. I like my TV. I like it a lot. I think like I said, if I had a bigger budget, I would have gone with a QLED, obviously. But it's
Is that higher than HDR
no, the
or no?
QLED. The QLED just is like it's a little bit cleaner, and I don't really know the specifics of it, but it is a better overall picture, right?
Okay.
Just overall. But I can't complain about the TV I bought. It's great. So
Yay, I'm
I
so
do
happy.
I do want to play with the settings a little bit, just to try to get, because there is Samsung on their website has a like a help guide for people who want to just set their TV up for playing games, right?
Hmm.
And there are specific settings you can go through, but I still want to go through that and make sure everything is kind of like perfect. But overall, it's a great experience. So I
Awesome.
would like to. I'm gonna turn on. I want to check out some stuff on my PlayStation 4. Also, like I want to see how Horizon and God of War look, and Spider Man, and
The checker box 4K.
yeah, I just want to see like how different it looks. And
I think. Oh, I was just gonna say. I think Horizon and God of War is really gonna stand out. They're really gonna pop.
yeah, I think Horizon specifically is gonna look amazing. But yeah. Anyways, that's sorry. I didn't mean to take over a
No,
segment about TV, but it's
you
awesome.
said it's not Nintendo. That's fine.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yes.
Uh, all right. Well, Ed, do you want? Let's get into some of this housekeeping so we can actually get into the show. 22 minutes into the recording here. So yeah, this is Nintendo Pow Block, Boss Rush Games Nintendo podcast. Remember, you can email the show at nintendopowblock@gmail.com or find our social media threads on Boss Rush Games when we ask for questions. Follow us on Twitter at boss_rush_games and on Facebook and Instagram at Boss Rush Games. Join our Discord, Xbox console community, and Destiny clan. Also, live shows have returned. You can join us on Mixer and Twitch at Boss Rush Games Live. All one word. That is Boss Rush Games Live. To chat with us when we are live on air. You can also find all of our content on bossrushgames.com and subscribe to our podcasts, including Nintendo Pow Block, the Boss Rush Podcast, and Arsenal X, which will be returning this Sunday. I know I said it would be returning last Sunday, but I forgot the Super Bowl was on. So nobody was in. No one was available. So we're just going to do it next weekend. You can go to bossrushgames.com/subscribe to subscribe to our podcast and our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/bossrushgames. A couple quick notes for you. Pod and Play revamped. Our seasonal Let's Play show is officially underway. You can go to bossrushgames.com on Saturday mornings to check out games like Devil May Cry 5, Resident Evil 2, Spec Ops: The Line, Monster Hunter, and more. Tweet at us what games you want to see in the upcoming seasons. We are open to all games, so please come tweet at us. The Retro Game Show is also returning this week with Super Metroid. Ed and I are playing through the classic game on Super Nintendo, so please come check it out on Thursday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific. Lastly, Arsenal X is officially returning live on February 9th in the podcast services the following Wednesday. Join us on Sunday Night Arsenal for the pre-show, the live podcast recording, and some multiplayer Xbox fun on Mixer and Twitch. All right, now that that's all out of the way, we got a pretty big show for you guys. We've got a lot of news to get through. We've got quite a few questions. So let's get right into what we've been playing. Let's try to make this segment a little bit shorter, Ed, so we can get through the news, because I think we're going to have some interesting conversations about the news, and people don't care about the games that I've been playing. So, what have you been playing on your Switch?
Been playing Tokyo Mirage Session. Really making progress. I actually just beat the boss in the dungeon. I kind of got out of. I'm close to almost level 20, and I'm on like the second chapter. Man, the music in this game, like the more that I hear like new music and stuff and everything, I just be like, I need the soundtrack so bad. Like it's really getting good. It's still kind of in the beginning, but I think they got more stuff to reveal with it. But like my focus have been on Tokyo Mirage Session. I'm going to be jumping back to Pokemon and Astral Chain and some other games, but I'm really am making progress in it. Like it's my go-to game just to get some grinding in. So pretty much just took your Mirage Session, and I will be jumping back into Astral Chain and some other stuff. I was thinking of jumping in back to Mega Man also, so I might pick that up on Switch because I want to go through the series again. I haven't beat some of the games, but I want to go. I want to pick them up and I want to go through them because like I said, I never beat 9 and 10, and I want to play those games. I own them on my original Wii, but just never got a chance to beat them. So that's pretty much all I've been playing for Switch. I'm trying to stay focused on one game, but I know I'm about to jump around. According to Twitter, it's more Boss Rush Podcast than Nintendo Pow Block. But I am going to be, like I said, I am trying to focus on Tokyo Mirage, but I am going to be going back to Astral Chain and some other games because I really want to put work into a lot of the games and beat them for the backlog challenge, but really just like get my library down because like there's a lot of great games on all 3 platforms that I want to enjoy, that I'm excited to get through. So, yeah.
Nice. I mean, for me, I haven't really been playing a lot of Switch just because last week was kind of crazy, and then I got my new TV, and then we had Fix on the show, so I was kind of like, I was trying to catch up on a lot of things and getting the website done, and so, that's kind of what I've been doing, but the only thing Switch related that I've been playing is Hellblade. I'm almost done. I've been playing on Xbox, but it is available on Switch, so I'm going to talk about it. Wonderful, wonderful game. Sad game. It's very just kind of, I didn't think this game was. I didn't think Hellblade was going to go where it's going. Like I mean, you know what the game's about, right? And
yeah,
just trying to take it all in, but like it really goes some places that. Really makes you think and really makes you kind of think about things differently. And I only play it in spurts because that game really gets to you in certain spots. And I just, it's just a fabulous game. And it's not like a 10 out of 10 or anything, but there is a lot to love about that game. I kind of wish this game didn't have any combat in it. Like, I think I would have enjoyed it more if it just didn't have combat. But, I mean, look, games to appeal to the wider audience, you need some sort of combat in it. And, I mean, I know the combat kind of represents her inner demons and whatnot, but it's still, like, kind of wish it didn't have combat. So, the boss fights are cool, too, though.
I can't wait till I get to that game,
I hope I haven't missed any lore stones because I'm trying to 100% it. I have 5 left according to the walkthrough. So.
Oh, you go using the walkthrough?
Yeah, I am. I don't have time to be trying not to. Like I try to solve the puzzles as best I can, right? But then I'm just like, walkthrough. Just get me through. I just want to experience the story. So.
Which is understandable.
Mm-hmm. So also I did play a little bit of Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I'm not far at all though. I just met Tiki and got back into the studio space. So
That's where you're at.
Yeah, I want to do like, the reason why I didn't play a lot of games last week either is like I want to do more like short form videos, like small videos, right? And like I've been trying to figure out like what are some video ideas? What can I do that's different? What should I just like, record videos to practice with, because like I know they're not going to get a lot of views, like, you know what I mean? Like, should I just like practice editing and get like one video out a week or whatever that's just me doing something on something important, like, or not important, like, okay, what are the top 5 Wii U ports that should be at Switch or whatever, and I know a lot of people do those stupid videos, but like I want to do practice videos, so when we do have something to talk about, like when the next Nintendo Direct comes out, right? Like I want to be able to, here are the 5 biggest announcements from today's Nintendo Direct, right? Like I want to be able to do a proper video like that and be ready for it. Because, we're going to talk about it on the podcast in long form, but like sometimes and we'll do the direct recap show also, right? Where we kind of take a half hour to recap the show, but like a lot of times people don't want to hear that long. They want to watch a 3 to 5 minute video of like, this is what happened and let's be on our way. So, I do want to try that. And then, we'll see. I've been trying to also reach out to guests because we've had a long run of guests the last few weeks, and I want to keep that going. And it's been fun. We've had a lot of cool guests on. So
yes,
including on Boss Rush podcast, not this podcast. So I don't know. I've been playing around with the idea of having guests on this show, but like I like that this show is just us. And I feel like the Boss Rush podcast is more for that,
Yes.
So, I don't know. We'll see. But, shout out to Luke and Antonio and Zombie and Fix for coming on. So, if you haven't watched those last few episodes, they've been some of our best episodes, I think, so far. So, yeah. Man, I need to... I made it all day today. Not drinking an energy drink, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm really trying to like cut back, honestly, and try hopefully like cut them out completely. But like I got some Red Bull to do the show. Like I have a couple just to be energetic on the show, right? And like
yes, now
I haven't drinking anything all day, and now it's just like there's like burping everywhere, and I know it's kind of gross, but it's just like it just keeps coming, and I'm just like, stop. So
blah.
Right. I do have some water here too, in case anybody's wondering. Whatever. Especially because especially this show, we record late sometimes, and like just going to bed late and getting up early just does not do well, because I was up till like 11 last night watching the Super Bowl and like trying to get this area cleaned up and hooking up my old TV in the office, which is ridiculously large in this court, because like I have a small TV over here, like a small monitor over here that I have. It's literally just the Skype video, right? This monitor on my left is just the Skype video, so all I see on this is your face. This monitor over here is for the audio processing and the video and the streaming stuff over here. And then when I go to stream games, I'm going to be turned this way because this is where the TV is. And like I used to have like a 30-inch TV sitting on this thing that was never even plugged in. It's been here since we moved, never plugged it in.
Wow.
And it went from like a 30-inch to a 55-inch TV sitting here, and it's just like, whoa, that's big.
Oh.
But don't tell my wife I said it's big. It's too big for the space, but don't tell her that, because she'll make me move it, and I don't want to move it.
Where she said, I heard that.
She probably did. I don't care. Lol. Anyways, all right, Ed, we've got a lot of news to cover, and we're gonna have a lot of big discussions. So let's see. Oh boy. All right. So our first story, EA art director from DICE signs on with Retro Studios. A lot of these stories are coming from Nintendo Life. There's a couple Game Informer articles in here too, but I just want to, just to get going, I just citing Nintendo Life and Game Informer. So, it's been just over a year since Nintendo announced that it had restarted the development of Metroid Prime 4. Since then, Retro Studios has been recruiting like no tomorrow. Now, according to VGC, the Texas-based studio has hired DICE's art director, Johnny Longstead. Yep, that's how it sounds. I'm sticking to it. He's helping with the art. Sorry, I know I'm bad at names. I can't help it. I'm sorry. He's helped with the art direction for multiple EA blockbusters, including Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Would you call it Mirror's Edge a blockbuster? Yeah. Battlefield 5, Medal of Honor, again, and even expansion packs like Battlefield 3 Close Quarters.
I will say that Medal of Honor reboot, I love that game.
I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad game. I'm just saying, like, was it really a blockbuster?
That it wasn't, but I'm just like, I give it props. Like, I give EA props for this game. For DICE, yeah. Warfighter was a horrible mess, but that reboot of Medal of Honor, on point. Sorry.
Here's what his LinkedIn page had to say. It says, quote, "Today was my last day at DICE, and it's with mixed feelings I'm leaving something that's been a part of my life for such a long time. It's been a great journey, and I feel privileged to have got the chance to work with all the talented people at DICE. You will be missed. Now I'm ready for a new chapter in my life and looking forward to my new journey at Retro Studios." VGC believes he's been hired for Metroid Prime 4, but there's always a possibility the studio could have other plans for him. It's also worth noting that Retro has been seeking an art director since last June. This follows on from the recruitment of Halo series character modeler Kyle Heffley last October. At the start of this year, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze lead designer returned to the studio as well. So we actually have a question that pertains to this. So we're gonna read that question right now and kind of lead that into the discussion of Metroid Prime 4. Casey McHale writes in. He says, "Can you discuss what you think Metroid Prime 4 is turning into? How big is this game?" Well, first of all, they seem to be getting a lot of talent from major first-person shooters. So I wonder, like, I feel like it's going to be a mixture of what we remember Metroid Prime being, like the original trilogy. I'm going to say probably 1. I think they're going to want to capture the essence of what Metroid Prime 1 was, right?
Yes.
But I think it's going to be a little bit more action-oriented. And I think you're going to see a lot of Halo in this, or at least a Halo-esque combat system in it. I think it, or not system, but I'm going to say combat encounters that are similar to Halo, where you kind of have to be strategic on how you take on a situation, and then there will probably be a lot of puzzle solving within that as well. I don't know how big this game's going to be, right? Like, I feel like this is going to be a pretty smartly designed game, and I don't think it's going to overstay its welcome, but for how big it's going to be, I don't even know where to start with this game.
Well, it depends on where they want to go with this, as in kind of how they're going to play on with the story that we don't know. Are they going to have the black and white world like they did in 2? Are they going to have 3 worlds where you go to multiple things like in 3? We don't know. That part we don't know yet. If they decided to go back to their roots of Metroid Prime 1, it's going to have... It's probably going to have a color palette to it. Like certain neons, darkness, atmosphere. I think there's going to be a lot of colors and environments looking very detailed with it. I will say it may be they're probably trying to go bigger, and bigger in the fact that you do have your linear sections and your backtracking and stuff, but I think they're going to probably put some Breath of the Wild ideas and elements into it where there at some points they're not holding your hand. You literally want to go there, you find a way to get there without us having you to give the equipment or unlocking stuff. You just able to go there and you do your best to survive and stuff. Um, I have a feeling that we'll get new powers. And maybe we just might get a new Samus suit. With the design. Uh, Now if we get Dark Samus, that's a possibility of us getting there. Um, I really say I could really say I'm looking more forward to an art book than I am. I'm of course I'm looking for Metroid Prime for the game, but I want to see their art book for that game because stuff that's not stuff that they don't use and stuff they did use. Having the character model from Halo 4, and having this art director from DICE, just literally seeing what they come up with in the team at Retro, put that in a book, whether they sell it separately or with a collection. I want to see that because I'm interested to see what how you guys go from, and this is going to sound kind of mean, but how did you guys go from very talented studios making the high art games that they made to going to Nintendo, who thinks of art in a different way? And it's not big, but it makes you it's impressive to see what you could work with what you're giving, you know. And I want to see what they could do. Like, I want to see some hand drawn stuff. I want to see some claymation and character models in the book. Like, I'm interested more into the art book, and how stuff got used and did it.
I'm looking at concept art for Battlefield 5. And like aside from like some of the World War One kind of stuff, there's some like really interesting concept art that probably wasn't used I didn't play Battlefield 5, so I don't know if it was used or not, but it's like really artistically done with like a lot of reds and a lot of oranges and a lot of environmental work that's kind of not, I mean, it's set, you can see it's set in like a realistic kind of setting, but like forests and woods and caves and stuff with this orange and red aesthetic. And then you look at the art direction of Halo 4 specifically, right? We talk about this all the time, where you can really see the Metroid Prime influences on the enemy design and the character design and stuff, like, and bringing you in that Yoshi cup, dude. But like you can really see the designs like pop from Halo 4, like it could have been from Metroid, right? Especially in the
when the trailer looks like a Metroid game.
Yeah, especially like the oranges and stuff and the kind of like the enemy designs of what they're called the Prometheans, right? Prometheans? Yes. Yeah, like you can really see Metroid influences in the Prometheans with the kind of sleek armor sets and the oranges and the way when you use like the shatter shot, like the way the enemies disintegrate and the particle effects float around, like that's very Metroid. It looks very Metroid Prime. And so like looking at this concept art, very cursory Google search for a concept art from Battlefield 5, like hopefully he's going to be an environmental artist and kind of lead the environments that way, because there's some really unique looking environments in this concept art, even though we kind of know, we've seen what World War One and World War Two look like, in movies and stuff. Like taking what you know of that, there's still some really well done concept art that looks different. So this really excites me. Like just a cursory search of this concept art and knowing who is on the team, that they've hired back, like this really excites me. And like I know this game's gonna be really far. It's really far away still, but like I still think we're gonna see whatever game they were working on before then. Like I
I,
really do. But like
I,
it just
yeah, I
looks. I just this game's gonna be really. This game's gonna be really really strong for the Switch.
Yeah, I really want to see because it feels like what you got someone who has done space, which is Halo 4, that the character model, and with this art director, RG is did he have some influence looking at Dead Space or Alien Isolation or you just I don't even know Alien Isolation. It's not EA.
No,
But like
but you there's a lot of. I mean, Metroid was clearly influenced by Alien, right? Like you can see
yes.
like in Isolation, you can see like the retro future tech in there is very kind of like the way like the orange glows off the monitors and stuff. Like that's very
Mhm.
reminiscent of like you can see how Metroid was influenced by Alien.
Yeah, and I think my last thing is I think they're gonna have cutscenes in there, even though there might not be no voice to it. I would
See, I
love to.
think I think I think there is going to be voice. I think there's going to be voice acting in this game. I really feel like Nintendo and Retro want this to
Mhm.
be their, Microsoft throws around quadruple A studio for the initiative, right? I honestly think that Nintendo is and Retro is really trying to make this their quote quadruple A game for the Switch, and I really think they're going to try to do that.
Does Treehouse do most of their voice acting?
I don't know who does it. They might do it. Retro might do it in house,
They
honestly.
might do it
Uh,
because now, of course, Metroid Other M, that voice acting wasn't
no,
particularly great.
no, but that was also Team Ninja.
Right. So this is an American company with Retro. Um, like I really want to know who are they going who would they get to voice Samus Aran, and of course you could feel subdued at times with Samus Aran, but like the voice acting really needs to match the action that's going on, the emotions there she's feeling, and whatever they're taking this because of if this is going to be a big game for Switch, hopefully for America and maybe UK, not so much Japan. Hopefully we really support this game. We need to get it at least to a million um over time because I'm like
I
they're
feel
bringing
like
in major talent.
I feel like
Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I feel like this could. I feel like it's definitely. I feel like this is gonna be the best selling Metroid game. Like I really do. I think a lot of
Mhm.
people are talking high on it, right? And I feel like a lot of people are really looking forward to what how I think Nintendo and Retro and Nintendo fans specifically want this to change the way we look at Metroid. You mean I mean like the Prime series, right?
Mhm.
I think Nintendo and Retro want this to be a kind of like a new beginning for Metroid, and
Yes.
I think they can probably do it. Like I think
And I think Nintendo trusts Retro to be like, you know what, we'll step in to give some advice or quality assistance, quality control. Other than that, y'all do whatever y'all want.
yeah. So I mean it's gonna happen, right? Like I feel like they're gonna give us this really big campaign. I feel like they're gonna try to do something interesting through multiplayer.
Hmm.
I still think they're gonna attach
Ooh,
some.
the multiplayer.
I
Ooh, we
still
haven't
think
even touched on that.
I still think that I feel like this game's gonna run on three pillars, right? Like
Hmm.
I think it's gonna have this really awesome campaign, right? Like a really awesome, solid single player campaign. I think they're gonna aim for a multiplayer suite that's similar to Halo. Like I really do, and I'm not just saying that because they
Hmm.
hired a Halo guy. Like I really think they want. I think they need it to make Nintendo Switch Online appealing for people who aren't Nintendo people. You
Yes.
know, like and Metroid Prime fits all the checks all the boxes. You know, cool weapons, first person. You know, cool abilities that you can do. and I think it's going to be a simpler version of Halo, but like I feel like they're going to offer a multiplayer suite there. I still think they're going to try to fit Metroid Prime Federation Force into this somehow,
Some of the ideas and stuff.
yeah, as like a cooperative. Like I think there's going to be you know how like Splinter Cell had like a co-op campaign for a couple of the games where you weren't playing as Sam Fisher, but the story ran alongside Sam Fisher's story,
Yeah.
the single player campaign, and
Yeah.
you could run it co-op. I think they're going to try to do that.
I I could
I think they're going to try to
guess
reuse some of the areas. I think it's going to be kind of like you know how like when you play Destiny, like you go into
that's
like
what
when you
that's
go
what I was
into an
about to go.
area and like you know when you go like the strike like a strike will take you into a certain
Yeah.
area that you can't really access. You know, I mean you can access it, but it doesn't really do anything, right?
Yeah.
But then when you do the strike, there's like all of a sudden enemies there and a boss there and like some chests and whatever, right? Like I really think that that's going to be something. Like I really feel like they're going to try Federation Force again.
Because I was going to ask you, now that you bring that up, and you saying Destiny, I was going to be like, do they mix Federation Force and Destiny together? Like, is there a way to combine those two games to make that multiplayer that for a Switch Online? You know, whether it's, I would want to say raids and stuff like there, but something that's on the planet that offers stuff that would help Samus, or that would help that Samus doesn't know about or she can't do, but this team could go in and handle it and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder, because now that really piques my, like, once I read so a little story, I just like I mentioned Corey. I was just like, whoa, you know, they got the art director from EA. He's just like, oh no, everybody's been talking about that. I'm just like, wait, why didn't nobody tell me? You were supposed to text me this. He's like, Ed.
No,
You know?
I needed your full reaction. I needed you know what I mean? Like yeah,
I like this heightens me to definitely pre-order this. Like without a shadow of a doubt. Like
I mean, were you not gonna pre-order it? Was that a question? Was that like
I was gonna buy it, but this just makes me want. This is the Okami feeling that I'm just like, okay, I'm getting super hype about this, and I'm not even going to waste my time trying to wait for the day for it to come. I'm just gonna pre-order it.
It's fair.
Once it goes to stores for me to pre-order.
Well, that's fair, I guess. So yeah, you know, I think I just want to say one last thing before we move on. Like I think Metroid Prime 4 has the potential to do what Breath of the Wild did for Zelda.
Yes.
You could like, and I know that this is probably going to be more of a traditional Metroid experience. I just really feel that, right? But I feel like if they took a chance and they did some things out of the ordinary, and if they really wanted Metroid to appeal to an audience that isn't just a Metroid audience, they need to take another step in that. Like, I know I'm going to get a lot of crap for this, right? I think Metroid Prime Federation Force was a cool idea, but there's a lot of issues, like it was stuck on the wrong system. We haven't had a proper Metroid game in a long time at that point, right? Like we got Samus Returns, and there's a rumor there's a 2D Metroid coming to Switch this year, and the Metroid Prime HD trilogy at some point. But like, we didn't have that. It was stuck on the wrong system. The art style was not Metroid Prime style, right? It was kind of like a chibi style. I feel like if they approached that the right way and made it like baby's first Destiny pretty much, and where like you can group up with 3 or 4 of your friends, go on cool missions and unlock cool stuff, like purchase cosmetics with the gold you find from your bounty hunting missions.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you could customize your armor, you could do cool stuff. You could maybe even find pieces of armor. Maybe not the way you do in Destiny, but almost more of like a Monster Hunter-y way where you're kind of grinding for resources and stuff.
that would be cool too.
And like forging your own armor, and you're like, okay, well, you can go to like they have like a store with like blueprints in it, and maybe you purchase blueprints and say, okay, here's my blueprint. This is what I'm going for. Here are the materials I make. And then after you collect the resources, you turn the blueprint back in with the resources, and then that's the piece of armor you get. And, you can mod it with certain perks and whatever. And I know I'm getting really deep into the weeds here. And I know it probably won't happen, but like I think there's something unique you can do there.
You know what? I'm down for that because I think retro's probably being researched. I bet you they've been playing other first-party shooters and get an idea, and they want to incorporate it for their multiplayer.
I think they're doing that research anyway because it's been so long since they've done Metroid, right? They've done 2 Donkey Kong games and a Mario Kart, and like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people forget they did the Mario Kart on 3DS, right? They did 2 Donkey Kong games. They've done asset work for Mario Kart 8. Like they haven't done a real Metroid game and since the Wii. So they probably have been doing their research, and I'm sure they're looking at games like, I'm sure they've played a lot of Halo. I'm sure they've played, maybe they've played some Destiny if they were interested in doing a Federation Force style thing. Maybe they've been playing maybe they've been playing Titanfall 2. Who knows, right? Maybe they've been playing Apex Legends. Who knows? I think they could do something really interesting if they did it right, but that's just me having wishful thinking. So
yeah, and I like I said, I'm excited for this. We just seen something from EA to go to retro. I'm like, that. I thought the Halo one was big, but I'm like, this is big too, because I'm like, these are 2 big studios coming to retro to help on some games. Man, I don't know what they're gonna turn out, but I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for real. So, all right, Ed, we're gonna move on to our next story. I'm really excited for Metroid Prime 4. I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what, like a trailer or something, just saying, "Hey, this is what we're going for," style thing. So, anyways, we're gonna move on. Wonderful 101 is confirmed for Switch. Platinum Games had launched a Kickstarter. Let's see. Last week, it was rumored that Platinum Games had acquired the rights to the Wii U title Wonderful 101 and was intending to launch a crowdfunding campaign to bring it to Switch, PS4, and Steam. Now that we've heard what we've heard has been confirmed. The Japanese studio is indeed reviving the game for modern consoles, and yes, it's using Kickstarter to make it happen. It's looking for $50,000 for funding for Wonderful 101 Remastered, with the Switch version being the first to unlock. The Steam version at $250,000 and the PS4 at $500,000. Additional stretch goals will be revealed at a later date. It has been an update on that story. They smashed their goal.
Yes.
So, it is coming to Switch. I don't really understand why they were kickstarting it, but also, it does make more sense that they did that if they reacquired the IP from Nintendo.
They did.
No, I'm saying it makes more sense that they kickstarted because they've been talking about going into self-publishing and self-funding and developing or helping other studios develop games so they can publish them, that kind of thing, right? Like they've been very open about going into that. So, yeah, I mean, another Wii U game coming to Switch, and the Wonderful 101 was a really interesting game that I think a lot of people overlooked. It was kind of it was like a superhero version of Pikmin almost.
Yeah.
But like, I think the thing is like, even people who bought it, like, I don't think they really understood how to play it. Like there's a lot going on in that game that I think if you didn't really sit down and just try to do certain things, that you might not know how to play it.
Yeah. The Kickstarter thing threw me off. Yeah. I didn't support the Kickstarter. I'm happy that it's coming, but I'm going to wait to read the reviews to see if they fix anything, because I already own it for Wii U. And I'm happy that Platinum is bringing it out. I think this is just one game that I'm just like, you know what? It's cool that it's coming to PS4, it's coming to Steam. I don't know why it's not coming to Xbox One. I believe it should have, but Oh, I already know why it's not coming to Xbox One. That's for another day, though.
Oh, the
I
whole scale bound situation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I I I want to see what they fix in this game because they had problems, like you said, on the Wii U version, and with them acquiring it back for Nintendo, and that's cool of Nintendo giving it back to 'em, letting them
Well,
acquire it.
I'm sure they paid a pretty penny to get it back from Nintendo. Don't get me wrong.
Um, they probably have, they probably have, or they probably had a contract in place. Uh, and maybe Nintendo was just like, well, you guys really have, to keep a really good business relationship with you guys, we'll give you back this game so you guys can do whatever you want to. Um, it was a game that you guys created, and I don't think Nintendo came to them to make it. I think Nintendo was just like, whatever you guys got in the work, we'll pay for that development to make it happen. And so I think it was a contract thing, but I'm excited, but I just will, for me personally, will wait for reviews. I'm happy that they got their Kickstarter thing. Now, people who donated to get this game, I really want to see sales. I really hope that you guys really bring the sales up to it.
Yeah,
Because
I mean
okay.
enough people have been talking about it, and they're bringing it. So I want to see people. Like I think that this is a game that deserves a second look. I didn't really like, to be honest. I didn't really care for the game. Like I thought it was kind of obtuse and whatever, but like enough people have been begging for this game to come to Switch, and now it's coming. So you guys better put your money where your mouth is, right? Or we're not going to get cool
Right.
things like this for them anymore, right? Like so.
Right.
But I mean, the people who wanted it the most smashed the Kickstarter.
Yes.
So.
So
All right, Ed. Next story. Moving along. Cyberpunk 2077 producer says it might be too heavy for Switch, but doesn't rule it out. We thought that about The Witcher 3. Quote. One of the most talked about upcoming games for rival platforms is Cyberpunk 2077, an open world RPG from CD Projekt Red. We wouldn't have expected the game to arrive on Switch, but the studio has once again refused to completely write it off. In a new interview with on MSFT, the game's producer, John Mamaeus, was asked whether or not there were any plans to release it on Nintendo's console. He says that the game, quote, might be too heavy for Switch, but goes on to note that the team thought the same about The Witcher 3, a game that has now been successfully ported to the hybrid machine, which I still want to get The Witcher on Switch. I do.
say
Not as far as I know, not yet. I don't know if Cyberpunk 2077 will work on the Nintendo Switch. It might be too heavy for it, but then we did put The Witcher 3 on it, and we thought that would be too heavy too, but somehow we pulled it off. Last year, Mamias was asked a similar question about the potential Switch port. At the time, he said, I guess we'll see if we decide to put it on Switch, if we can do it. Probably not. So I'm not expecting to see this game on Switch at least anytime soon.
Okay.
I mean, The Witcher is one thing, but that was, by the time it came to Switch, that game was 4 years old, and
Oh yeah.
there's been a lot of changes, I would say, in technology since then, or the way people develop games, or just the way they are in general.
I I don't even. I don't, kind of like I said. I think I don't want Cyberpunk 2077 on Switch, because right now at this point it has a lot it needs to prove when it comes out on the current platforms.
Yeah,
and PC.
I mean, the thing about Cyberpunk, I feel like people are holding it to this ridiculously high expectation, right? And and I know a lot of people who are excited about games do that, right? And then when the game comes out and doesn't meet their impossible expectations, they get really mad, right?
Yes.
But I think CD Projekt, here's the thing. CD Projekt's first major hit was The Witcher 3. A lot of people forget that, right? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, The Witcher 2 was great when I played it, right? And The Witcher 3 is a really awesome open world RPG, but like The Witcher 1 and 2 didn't sell like anything. They had to like the reason why they have good old games is because they own, a lot of people forget that CD Projekt owns GOG. It's
digital
pretty much
game service.
Yeah, it's pretty much another digital storefront on PC, right? They have two teams, right? CD Projekt Blue, which runs GOG, and CD Projekt Red, which makes the games, right?
Yes.
So, like, the Witcher 1 and The Witcher 2 didn't start selling until The Witcher 3 came out, right? Like, I mean, The Witcher 2 sold better because it was on Xbox 360 also, but it wasn't the critically acclaimed hit that The Witcher 3 is.
Right. And CD Projekt was kind of known for making more of their stuff for PC than consoles. So when Witcher 3 became more available to consoles, a lot of console players was like, oh wow, this game is amazing, this world and everything. For Cyberpunk 2077, I have my doubts with it. Because everything.
I think it'll be a good game at the very least, right? Like,
yes.
I'm not saying that CD Projekt Red is a bad developer or anything because they've only made one good game. I don't want people to think I'm saying that. I'm just saying, like, you compare The Witcher 2 to The Witcher 3, and it's like you could say that they were made by two separate studios because of the quality jump, right? And I feel like people need to level their expectations on Cyberpunk just because this is the first time they're doing a first-person, like, non-fantasy game, you know?
Well, to me, it's not even that. It's that I don't know what Cyberpunk 2077 is really like gameplay-wise. Everything I'm being sold is all CG. There's nothing...
Well, there's a gameplay demo out there.
That was CG.
No, there's an hour-long gameplay demo out there, but it's running on a super high-performance PC, but there is an hour-long gameplay video that you can go watch.
Did they show a controller or somebody playing it?
It's PC, mouse, and keyboard.
Okay, because I remember when they first.
I mean, a lot of the things they've shown the public, like actually got out there and shown, has been like a CG cutscene or something, right?
Yeah,
a lot of that's the marketing stuff has been CG, but
CG. Yeah,
they did, like, when they released that hour-long video. There is a thing at the beginning. They said, "Look, this is a very rough cut of a game in progress. You know, this is what we're working on. You know, this might not make the final game, but here's what we are going for. Here's a vertical slice of the game that we're going to show you."
Right, because I thought, I'm like, is there going to be a life bar? Are there going to be other elements that you are able to see? Because when they first showed the gameplay idea of it, it felt very cinematic, like it was a CG cut, like it was created to give you an idea of what you will be doing, but it's not actually being controlled by a human player. This is just something you watch. So that's why I was like I'm very iffy on it, to the point where I like actually see that, hey, here is Ted Howard playing the first mission Cyberpunk 2077 on the Series X. Or high performance PC laptop, and there's an actual controller in their hand, and then they go to video. Like, I'm waiting to see that, and once I'm able to see that, then I could get an idea of what I'll be getting from Cyberpunk 2077. But right now, I'm just skeptical because of all of the CG, and I don't want it on Switch because I don't want it to have high praise before it comes out, and then it comes out and it literally disappoints people, and it start getting 7s and 8s and stuff, or they did this whole game in development and it only really feels like a 25-hour game.
Yeah. I mean, look, I almost didn't even put this in here because I'm like, of course it's not going to come to Switch at least like right away. And when if it ever did come to Switch, it would be it would be a really scaled down version of the game, right? Like, I mean, as great as seeing The Witcher on Switch is, like, you can't deny that that's not a scaled down version of the game, right? It's about the convenience and the portability as opposed to the technical feat that it is on a PC or Xbox One X, right? But
I would prefer CD Projekt Red to do Gwent and do.
Well, they just released Thronebreakers on Switch, which was awesome to see. Which is like their kind of like card based RPG that's based around. It's like an RPG Gwent hybrid game, where like it's like a deck building RPG that's based around the Gwent cards.
I kind of thought it was a new game because I've never heard of this.
It's on PC only, I think.
I don't even know when it came out. Like, they
shadow dropped it on Switch. They just shadow dropped
it. They shadow dropped it. Yeah, but I thought it was a brand new game from CD Projekt Red. I've just never heard it on that it ever came out on PC. Like, because I think. Like you said, CD Projekt Red is CD Projekt. They're totally great developers. They really know how to design a game, and I would just like them. If Cyberpunk 2077 don't come to Switch, build something new ground up for Switch. Let's see what you guys can do with the tools you are given to put on this platform. It don't have to be big and bold or something, but I would love to see you guys do something, a new IP, definitely for Switch, and let's just see how it does. And then if you want to port it to anything else, do that.
Yeah.
I would prefer that instead of Cyberpunk 2077 at this time.
I want them to port the first two Witcher games to the Switch. If they're going to port anything, that's what I would recommend. Because, like, I mean, how many people have actually played The Witcher 1? Let's be honest, right? Like, and you didn't play The Witcher 2 unless you had a 360, right? Like,
it's sitting on my Xbox One for the backwards compatible.
I know, it's sitting on mine too. And I thought about playing it, but I'm like, I just want to play The Witcher 3, and then I'm like, well, I want to play The Witcher 3 on Switch, and then I just went back to playing Halo. So,
yeah.
All right, our next story.
I'm down for that.
Yeah,
we're having 1 to 2.
Yeah. Our next story is about Pokemon. Pokemon developer Game Freak relocates to the same area as Nintendo's new Tokyo offices. It's actually in the same building. So just a small thing. According to a new report, Pokemon developer Game Freak will join Nintendo in relocating to Kanda Nishikicho in Tokyo. It's the same building. They're going to share. They're going to be on different floors, but they're going to share the same building. So that's pretty convenient for your, one of your best-selling game developers to be in the same building as you.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That really is cool. I wonder how I just wonder what they have planned next, Game Freak. Like if they are doing games that are not on Nintendo platforms. But yet they're working in the same building with Nintendo. I wonder if Nintendo gonna be like, "What you guys working on? Let's see."
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah. So I don't really have anything else to say about that. I just wanted to, thought that was interesting that they moved into the same building. So our last story: Switch will have a longer life cycle than previous consoles, says Nintendo's president. Nintendo president Shantaro Furukawa has stated that although the company is considering the steps to take in the future with console development, the Switch will be the company's focus for quite some time. Quote, the Nintendo Switch will soon have been on sale for 3 years. We feel it is a different kind of console than the other ones we've previously released. In addition to the flagship model, we also release a Nintendo Switch Lite, which can only be played as a handheld. This allows the user to choose a console to fit their lifestyle. We are also looking into the current market and feel that there are many different ways to think about the future of console development. On the other hand, software is also very important, So in the short term, while Nintendo Switch install base continues to expand, we must place a lot of focus on that. By placing our main focus on the Nintendo Switch, we feel we can have a very different and longer hardware life cycle than previous Nintendo consoles. This comes off the news that Nintendo Switch has sold 52 million units since 2017 and could be with a shot of surpassing the Wii's total of 102.63 million units, making it Nintendo's most successful home console ever. However, to achieve that goal, Nintendo has willingly sacrificed its second pillar. At the same time, the Wii has posted those kinds of sales figures, with the DS selling nearly 150 million units. How will Nintendo maintain interest during the Switch's prolonged lifespan? Easy, with new software, as well as a focus on making sure new buyers are aware of past titles, according to Furukawa. Quote, the most important thing for us is whether we can maintain the momentum of Nintendo Switch. In addition to continuously introducing new software, we believe it will be very important to continue our efforts to sell titles that we have released so far. What do you make of the Switch having a longer lifespan? I am all for it, because I feel like even if they went the life cycle that the Wii had, right, which was what, 6 years. Let's say the Switch was. Let's say they were going to make a new console after 6 years, right? What are you going to do? You can't go back. You can't go back to having a home console and a handheld,
Right.
so what do? Do you make a Switch 2? Like I feel like the Switch is Nintendo's answer to what Xbox is going to do with, like, it's going to be the cell phone model, where I really feel like the Switch is just going to be a cell phone model where, like, okay, in 5 years, after every 5 years, we're going to release a new system that's more powerful, a little bit more powerful, has a couple new features, can do this, and this that the old ones can't. But also, I feel like Nintendo first party titles will always be able to run on the previous consoles, unlike what I feel like Xbox is going to do like 10 years from now, where maybe they won't run on a Series X anymore, right? Like if they have like a Series Z at that point, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like Nintendo will always allow the players to play the games on their current console. Now that the rumored Pro, it was confirmed that they will not be releasing a new console this year, which guess I'm sticking with my launch Switch for another year. That's, I honestly, I've actually like been kicking around the idea of getting a light, just so I can leave my Switch in the dock to play on TV, right? Like I have been kicking that around, but I think this is a good decision to have this console have a longer lifespan. I think I always thought it was a mistake that Nintendo always cut their lifespans short, right? The only console that didn't feel the effects of this was the Wii U, and that's because it didn't sell anyway, right? Like I feel like the Wii,
I would say especially the Virtual Boy.
well, do we really talk about the Virtual Boy? Come on. Could you imagine if we just did a whole podcast in a Virtual Boy and everything was just red and black?
Oh my goodness. How would people survive?
Oh, jeez.
How would survive?
But like, I always felt like the GameCube kind of like, and like looking back on it, I know that just sounds like a ridiculous statement that I just said, but like, I always feel like, for me, like it always felt like Nintendo was cutting their console generation short to put out a new console. And like, I know that's just kind of ridiculous, but that's just how I've always felt. And maybe that's because I always played Nintendo consoles first and over the other consoles. And I was always looking forward to the new games that were being released, right? But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this is the way to go, right? Like, I think they're looking at the Switch like, I feel like the Switch is going to be their next Game Boy, right? Where like it came out, like Game Boy came out in '89. And they did a refresh with the Pocket and then the Color, right? Like, and the Game Boy lasted for what, 11 years, I think?
Yes.
And then you went to the Game Boy Advance, which still played original Game Boy games. Which, are they going to make a Switch Advance? I think would be the next step, right? Where like, okay, yeah, the Switch, we'll just call it the Switch Advance for now. Like the Switch Advance will still play all of your Switch games, everything you've ever bought for Switch, right? But it will also have its own set of unique games, right? And I think that that's where we're going. And then if you have all kinds, like your digital library will just always move with you, right? Like I really think Nintendo is already making that push now, the way that Xbox is making that push, right?
If they were able to be like, okay, here's an automatic button to put your games in the cloud, and when you go to Switch Events or whatever their next console is, it'll recognize it. Bam! All you gotta do is just now download. I have a feeling that Switch Events is I think that'll be the name of the Pro, in a sense. Switch Events. I kind of like that name now, Corey. But Nintendo is always trying to innovate. So how do they take Switch to another level? Great ideas that they start with, but they got to be thinking. They're probably throwing stuff around right now, and probably me and you was talking about this in the pre-show. Probably about 2023, 25, they might come out with another Switch, or they'll start doing their research and development on what is a current chip that we can get custom made, or a chip that we can use that would give people the 4K or 1080p or the frame rate or something, or just even 4K at that. Let's just say that, so that it would be possible for us to have that power to design games for that platform. They're probably just like right now, yes, they're focused on keeping the Switch lifespan up, and doing that is more ports, more software, more indie games, just unannounced stuff, shadow drops and stuff like that. Nintendo Direct will also help that. Special consoles like the Animal Crossing one, like stuff like that would keep the Switch going. But I kind of want to see. I'm like, what are you guys innovating in Japan? Like, what are you thinking of taking something that maybe one company, they had an idea that didn't work, but you guys can make it better and copyright it or whatever, like on their own. If they want to bring out another Switch Point 2 or a Switch Advance, they really have to just think, we got the ball rolling, but we want to make it feel different than that fresh generation of Switch. You know?
Yeah.
So I think they're just like, they got to get into the headspace of being innovative, and I think their engineers and stuff are really just thinking about it. Nothing is confirmed, or they're actually working on it. I think they're just tossing out ideas on what can we do, to make this next console. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm glad, because like I'm really tired of buying consoles every like 2 years.
Exactly.
To be honest, and like to know that like, yeah, my Switch is a launch one, and I will probably get an upgraded one probably next year. I'll probably, just get a refresh, even if they don't do a pro version, right? Like I'll probably just do a refresh and make sure everything is kind of like up to date and making sure it all works and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm glad I don't have to buy like a new console every couple of years. So,
yes.
Well, that's all the news we're going to cover today. I feel like we had some pretty good discussions. I'm not going to lie. So,
yes.
But we are going to get to the question block, Ed.
Yes.
The question block is where you can submit questions by emailing us at nintendopowblock@gmail.com or looking for our question threads on our social media platforms. We want you to contribute to the show, so please write us. It's a good time. We do have a few questions here to answer that will probably warrant long discussions again. So we're gonna start with zombies. Zombies question. Zombie Killer 601. She was our guest on the Boss Rush podcast a few weeks ago. So if you want to go check out that episode, it was awesome. I hope she comes back to join us in the future. You can also check her out on Mixer. She's a streamer, so you should check her out on Mixer. She asks, "Have you heard about the Beautiful Joe franchise possibly being rebooted? Thoughts on that?" I think that Beautiful Joe 1 and 2 could get the Okami HD treatment, and then they just make a third game. I mean, that would be my idea.
I haven't heard anything about a reboot for Beautiful Joe. I think if it does come back, they're probably gonna do like the Mega Man 11 style to it, of it coming back. You need one or two, because there are a lot of people who don't know about the Beautiful Joe series, and I think people need to get a refresher or come to know why so many people love this game. So I think a combo pack would be fine with it. As for a 3 coming, they're going to have to do something with it. I don't know if it will be in 3D. I don't know if it'll be still in 2D, but they got to make sure that what makes Beautiful Joe is a mix of the gameplay, the artwork, and the writing. So if Capcom could do that, and this would be a whole new team, if they're able to do that, then I think Beautiful Joe 3 would be very successful. But they really got to focus on just getting 1 or 2 out so people can understand it, and then look forward to 3. I would be down for it if they do it for a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be shown at a Nintendo Direct. If they want to do it they might do it for Inside Xbox later on, or I don't think it fits State of Play style of getting an announcement out. A Nintendo Direct, people would definitely be more hype for it if they do it there. So I'm for it. I just need that 1 or 2 to happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, I would like to see that franchise come back. I think now more than ever, I think people would be more accepting of Beautiful Joe as opposed to when it came out. You know, like I feel like it has that essence of you know, not necessarily an indie game, but also like I feel like it has that art style where people are going to be more accepting of something that's more artistic than, you know what I mean?
You know what I would really prefer? You probably already know where I'm about to go with this. I would prefer Zack and Wiki over Beautiful Joe. And I would prefer Zack and Wiki too.
That was a great game on the Wii. Like that was one of the few games on Wii that I really enjoyed.
Yeah. And like the HD Rumble would fit perfect for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's Beautiful Joe. I would like to see it come back. But we're going to move on to our next question. Our next question is from Megan Green. She tweeted at us and said, "Hi guys, what sequels are you looking forward to most on Switch? What makes you excited for them?" Well, Ed, I'm going to start off because I think there's one game on this list that we both are looking forward to.
Oh yes.
But there was a rumor going around, and I was going to put it in the news, but I feel like this is better served here, where a well-known Nintendo leaker apparently says that the big holiday game this year apparently has tires in it, which means probably Mario Kart. And there have been some other rumors going around that they're going to do a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate style treatment for the next Mario Kart, with a lot of remade tracks, a lot of new tracks, all that kind of stuff, and they're just going to use it as a platform, right? But as someone who loves Mario Kart 8, I am in desperate wanting of a new Mario Kart. Dude, I've been playing the crap out of Mario Kart 8 since it came out on the Wii U. And, dude, I popped it in the other day again, and I'm just like, I know these tracks so well, and, like, I know how to play this game so well. Like, I mean, I'm not, like, a fantastic Mario Kart player or anything, but like, you know, when you're playing against the computer guys, you're just like, it's not even fun because you know exactly what to do everywhere, right? Like I mean, Mario Kart's fun, but it's just like you know, when you play a game so much that you're just really just going through the motions because you know, okay, gotta drift here, gotta try to get the shortcut here, gotta do the jump here, gotta, you know, make sure I have my green shells swirling me because I'm in first place. Oh, there's a blue shell coming. Is there anybody coming behind me? No? Okay, I'm gonna jump off the edge right now so the blue shell can't get me. You know, it's just one of those things, and it's just like, man, this is... I want this Mario Kart sequel to be true. So that's the Mario Kart 9 is on my list as like a Mario Kart like a service, right? Where you pay for the game and then you just buy DLC tracks all the time. Just keep them coming, like Smash. Just keep them coming, right? Another one I want like that, Mario Party. I want to pay for the game and then just keep selling me new boards. I don't care. Just keep selling me new boards, right? And then obviously Metroid Prime 4 we talked about already, but I do want to have a discussion about the sequel. So, what are some sequels you're looking forward to?
Of course, anyone who knows me, definitely Bayonetta 3. Because of how strong Bayonetta 2 is. Like, of course, people who know me, I love action style games. So I love the fighting, love the combos. I really want to deep dive and learn this game inside out. Of course, I'm looking forward to the comedy and where they're going to take the story. Like, I'm in the weapons and stuff. I really can't wait to see. I would want to see what Nintendo, if they're going to have any Nintendo outfits in it, because I think it's funny seeing her in a princess costume and kicking folks up in the air,
or the Star Fox costume.
Yeah, like I would love to see that. Like you mentioned, Metroid Prime 4. We talked so many times about Breath of the Wild 2, so Snipper Clips 2 is something I would love to see happen. I'm looking forward.
Snipper Clips is awesome.
Yes. Doom Eternal, I am looking forward to. I hope Ori 2, Will of the Wisp comes. Bravely Default 2. I'm excited for that game. I cannot wait for that to drop. If Square Enix is going to put the work in this game, I don't know what to say. I'm really looking forward to it. Shin Megami Tensei 4. I'm a Japanese RPG nerd. I can't help it. Like, I want that. Come on, Atlas, stop playing around. This game should be out. Crazy enough, if it's true, and if Sega is willing to do it, Virtua Fighter 6. Sega got two new games that they need. They said they haven't announced yet. We don't know what platform yet. But if there is a Virtua Fighter 6, because someone posted a picture that they was going to be somewhere speaking about it or announcing it. I don't know if it's true or not. But if Virtua Fighter 6 does come out, I would love to see it, part of it coming not only for Xbox and PS4. I would love for that to come on Switch. Switch needs a 3D fighter on the system, and we don't really have one. We got phenomenal 2D fighters, Arcade, SNK, Indies. We got phenomenal ones, but we needed a 3D fighter, and I'm here for that. If Bandai Namco, if you want to bring Soul Calibur 2, up-res it, bring it to Switch.
I mean, they already made Soul Calibur 2 HD, right? Like, didn't they do that already for like Xbox Live Arcade and PS3? I want to say they did that, but it was the Heihachi. It was Heihachi across the board. There's no Spawn or Link, obviously.
Yeah, give us Link. We will take it. I bet you if they just released it on the eShop for $20. I hope the eShop get broke. So people buying it too much. Like, I would love to see that. People want Street Fighter 5 on Switch. We talked about that. Octopath Traveler 2.
It's just saying every single sequel you can think of. This is funny.
We're hoping for that
Jesse
to
and I
be-
were just talking about this the other day about how you just kind of just have the longest lists of everything.
Uh, Why? I'm single. I don't have no kids. I don't have no one stay to me. So I I I fill my time up with games. I can't help it.
I know Jesse and I were just talking about this the other day. We were like, like when we talk about what games we've been playing, we have like one or two
Uh-huh.
games that we kind of deep dive into, and then we're just like waiting for your list to be done because you just like, I played this and 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 this, and then we're just kind of like,
Uh, do I need to reduce what I play?
we're
I
just
can't.
we're just messing with you. It's just fun. Uh, so,
Yeah.
uh,
But those are our one for Switch and Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
yeah. All right. So the one that we did not touch on was Breath of the Wild 2, which is something I know we're both looking forward to.
Yes.
And I think that's the game I want the most out of anything right now. Like I really do. I really want Breath of the Wild 2. Like I had so much fun with that game, the first one.
Hmm.
I still think about it. I still pop it in once in a while, right? Like I just want that game. And I think that they're going to do a lot of interesting things, moving it underground, using a new map. I think there's going to be a mixture of new and old map. I feel like there's going to be all kinds of cool things. I think Zelda's going to be playable for the first time. I think you're going to have a party for the first time. I think Link and Zelda are going to travel together. And you better be able to
Hold
use
on.
you better
Before you go on,
you better be able to use the Wolf Link amiibo. So I got to have a
before you
three.
go on, talk about this party. Because you just said so that's interesting.
I mean, I've talked about it before, where like Link and Zelda are going to travel together.
Yeah, but then other people are joining in?
I mean, I bet they will. I bet they will explore the multiplayer elements, and I know people aren't going to enjoy that, or they're going to say they're not going to enjoy that. But I feel like, and maybe Nintendo's online infrastructure isn't strong enough, but like I could see a drop in, drop out co-op where like, you're going to someone's main game, right? And
Yes.
and like you play as the other character during that game, but you don't get to take any of your equipment with you from your game or anything. You just kind of drop in and play as this character if somebody needs help. Kind of similar to like Luigi's Mansion 3, right? Where like it is a single player game, but you can play it co-op and someone can play as Luigi, right? Like I feel like it's going to be something similar to that, right? Where like if you're playing by yourself, you can switch between them, but if you're playing with someone else, you're going to be able to, rely on that person's skill to help you in battles and puzzles and, just getting to places, right? Like I really think, Zelda's going to play a big role in having a like quote unquote party, right? Zelda's going to travel with you. Zelda's going to go with you, and you're going to have to manage her stuff just as well as Link's, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to manage her items. You're going to have to manage her weapons. You're going to have to manage her, and maybe it's not going to be as deep as whoever you're playing with, right? Like, I think if you equip Zelda with a sword, like, I don't think it's going to break as fast as it would if you were playing as Link, right? Or like a bow
Yes.
is going to snap as if you're playing with Link, but you're going to have to manage a party. And like, I feel like you're really going to have to like decide. I think it's going to add a whole new element of strategy to it.
You literally just took it to a new level. I'm sorry, everybody. Like what you just said. That's I just never thought of that. I'm just like because I'm seeing it happen.
Well, I mean, I just think everybody's so used to looking at Zelda as like, okay, you're Link and you're going to go, do a mission or save Zelda or, do like play the game for Zelda, right? Like,
Yes.
I think so many people are still trapped, like as open as Breath of the Wild opened up the franchise, right? We view it so differently now. I still think people are viewing Zelda as like this is how Zelda's going to be. You're going to play as Link. You're going to tackle dungeons. You're going to solve puzzles. You're going to fight Ganon, right? It's still there, right? And Breath of the Wild, as different as it is, it's still all there. You're still solving puzzles. You're still doing dungeons. You're still fighting Ganon.
Yes.
I truly think, because like they've said they're going to explore multiplayer elements. Will you play together? Not necessarily. But you look at a game like Dark Souls, right, where people leave each other messages, people leave tips for each other. You know, you leave things in the world for other people, right? You see that in Death Stranding, right, where like
That's what I was about to say, like Death Stranding.
yeah, like you know, I don't think there's going to be a Death Stranding element to it, but you know what I mean. Like
Yes.
there's a multiplayer element there that doesn't necessarily involve co-op or competitive multiplayer, right? Like
Everybody's working together in that world.
yeah. And so, like, I think Nintendo's going to explore multiplayer. I think they're going to. I think Zelda will be playable. You can switch between them, or somebody's going to be able to play with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. And I think you're going to be able to. I think you're going to have a party. I think Link and Zelda are going to be your two party members, and you are going to fight your way as them. I hope the Wolf Link amiibo brings back Wolf Link, so you can have a 3-member party. But that would be really awesome.
It has to. I'm while you was talking, I'm just like, it has to lead E3. Like, there's no other game that could lead E3 right now for Nintendo, or pretty much anything.
Well, I mean, they could.
E3.
I still think there's going to be a Mario Odyssey 2 this year. Or
yeah,
or a 3D Mario-ish. Like Mario could handily carry an E3, but like I know what you're saying. Like like a big game to do something that different, and Zelda being that title.
You need to drip feed the speculation to be like, this is what we're going for. Here's some ideas for some new things, but we're still not ready to give you guys the full game. So create the discussions, talk, speculate, get your ideas, because like when it comes to E3, if Nintendo could do that, and there's this, like you said, this Death Stranding, this party, this multiplayer world and stuff, working together to really see how this world expanded, it would just make the game even better. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think. Like I said, I think if Zelda travels with you, I think you're gonna have to swap between them to solve the new shrines. Like I think you're gonna have to have Zelda hold a lever while Link goes over here and pushes a button or stands on a button, so like a gate will open and Zelda can run through, and then you'll have to, you know, do some kind of manipulation in this area while Link stands on this button. You know what I mean? Like I think you're gonna have to swap between them. I think you're gonna have to use their different, you know. Maybe they play differently, you know. I don't think they're gonna go that far. Like everything I'm saying right now, I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's something that I really want to happen, and is a possibility because of what they have said in the past. But like, you know what I mean? I think adding a second player in there or a second playable character in there, and really, you know, they're gonna check a lot of boxes that people have been asking for a while. You know, playing as Zelda, having a party, you know, managing the game how you want to play it, right? Like a lot of those elements are already prevalent in the first game. Now we're getting a sequel that's going to expand on that, and I think like just the way Zelda was you know, kind of put at the forefront in the story of the first game, and how the second game ended, or how the first game ended, and how the second game's initial launch trailer showed us. Zelda's going to be a massive part of this game.
Okay, the Princess Mononoke stuff we kind of talked about. Do you think now, with multiple players, this changed the story? Do they bring the idea of 5 more Triforces coming into play? Because the original first Zelda was, the Triforce was 8 pieces. So now, do they bring out more Triforces and could get them connected to something?
This is my theory, right? Like I feel like
does Zelda get a Master Sword?
I'm telling you, the white sword from the first game is going to be Zelda's Master Sword. I'm telling you. Like, I feel like this is going to be the middle chunk of a story in a 3-act series.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Breath of the Wild arc is going to be 3 games. I think it's going to be 3 games. And maybe they're not all on Switch, although I would love them all to be on Switch. But, like, I really feel like this is going to be their Empire Strikes Back, where, like, it's going to end on a massive cliffhanger. And, you know,
I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that because I want that now. I agree with you. A 3-part Breath of the Wild series?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I think whatever we do in this game, you know, that zombified Ganon, right? We haven't seen the real Ganon yet. And I feel like this is going to be a search for more pieces of the Triforce, right? Like you said, the first game has 8 pieces in it, right?
Yes.
How many did we find in Breath of the Wild? 1? I think we just found 1. Right? And Zelda had it, right? Like, I think we just had 1. Maybe, right?
I believe so, yeah, because of Ocarina of Time, the Triforce is supposed to be Ganon supposed to have 1, or Ganondorf is supposed to have 1, Zelda's supposed to have 1, and Link is supposed to have 1.
Right. Well, maybe what they're doing, like, I feel like Breath of the Wild is kind of like a reboot of the series, where, like, you see elements of the old games, but, like, it's really kind of like its own thing. And, like, maybe they explore awakening the 7 sages again. Maybe they explore, you know, some of these other characters that we've seen in the other games, right? Like, but I still think, like, this second game, I still think this is a 3 game series where, like, at the end of the second game, Ganon, the real Ganon, awakens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's coming back to take over what, you know, fix the mistakes that happened in the first game, right? Where you fight Ganon, but you know what I mean? Like, and after the 100 years of, like, in the resurrection chamber, right? Like, I think he's going to try to fix, and that's where the time traveling comes into play in the third game, right? And you're going to see the Ocarina of Time elements play into that, where, like, maybe, I mean, you don't go back as Kid Link, but you jump through time in these different areas, and then, man, I know none of this is going to happen, but this is a really fun discussion to talk about. But, like, you use the time jumping to fix what, you know, because maybe Ganon figures out how to jump through time, and maybe you have to jump through time to fight him, to stop him from taking over those different...
Hyrule gets affected by the time. So, what... This is a little bit Link to the Past, a little bit Link Between Worlds, in a sense. But... yes, I can see that happening, because now with the third game, yes, depending on what happens into, I could see Switch events. Let's go with that name. For Switch events, new system, new concept, whatever. Yeah. Breath of the Wild 3 is the leading game right there. Mm-hmm. To end the trilogy. Still could be on Switch if they want to put it on there. It now feels like that has to happen. Yeah. A trilogy now feels like it needs to happen, because the history of the Triforce is really important part of the Legend of Zelda series.
Mm-hmm. And you know, they kind of took, like, I know people are going to complain that, like, there's the art style stayed the same through 3 games or whatever, right? Like, I know that would be coming, right? But, like, you can have interstitial games. You can make a top-down game in a different art style. You can make a separate story. You can make a separate Zelda game. Like, look at Link's Awakening, right? Yes. You can, like, if you're gonna do the remake approach, or, you know, re-release approach, like, you know, you're gonna get your different art styles with an eventual Wind Waker re-release, an eventual Twilight Princess re-release, right? Like, you can get these different art styles in different places, right? You can get a new top-down Zelda. I don't know if it would be like a remake or anything, but, like, you can get a new top-down Zelda story in a different art style, right? Like, you can do different things with the art styles of Zelda while keeping your main focus on the Breath of the Wild series, right? Like I
What if what if this to speculating? What if part two deals with Ganon getting his Triforce?
I mean, I think
And
I think it might. Like, I think whatever this little, this zombified Ganon thing as he's resurrected, right? Like,
mhm,
it's almost like, remember the movie The Mummy? The
yeah.
not the newest one, the one from like the 90s with Brendan Fraser. Like, how he kind of like regenerates himself by, obviously it wouldn't be this violent in a Zelda game, but like he
Yeah.
kind of goes on, like maybe Ganon goes on this quest to like get a new body, right? And this is
Yes.
his quest of like, okay, to become powerful again, I must achieve these things. And maybe he succeeds at the end of the game. Maybe the end of the game ends with Link and Zelda looking at him like he's winning. And then the third game kind of explores how they kind of like jumping through time. This is where the time elements come in. This is where the sages come in, right? This is where the guardians come back in.
What if the White Sword and the Master Sword have to be sacrificed and they get destroyed to stop 'em?
Maybe they do.
And now the third game, because the Master Sword and the White Sword is like broken, they can't be fixed or whatever. Like they're gone.
Or maybe Zelda makes the ultimate sacrifice, right? Like maybe maybe Zelda has to die for Ganon to die, right? Kind of like not to get all super weird or nerdy on it, but like a Matrix situation where like Agent Smith has to kill Neo
I'm sorry,
to
this
die.
is getting into the Final Fantasy era right here, and I'm for it. Like,
I'm just saying, like maybe the third game ends with Zelda like sacrificing herself for Ganon to become mortal, and then Link avenges Zelda's death and kills Ganon or whatever. Like, it's some kind of very one track note at that point, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I think
we're going different places. I'm sorry, everybody, but we're going different places with this because how this affects the multiplayer in the thing. Like, all the other characters are helping you, or you guys are helping each other as a party to fulfill this quest, to get ready to fight Ganon.
yeah. I mean, maybe Zelda's sacrifice happens in a cutscene, right? Maybe you guys are fighting Ganon and she realizes it, and it happens in you watch this like sprawling 10 or 15 minute cutscene of her sacrificing herself to kill Ganon, right? Like maybe that's how the series ends, right? But like you do have to, like, Zelda is an important part of both these next two games or whatever.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's just my thought. And then, like, like, the game always spits you out before you go fight Ganon anyway. So, like, if you have unfinished quests or whatever, you still have Zelda with you because technically you haven't beaten the game. So, I mean, like, I do like in Breath of the Wild, though, when you beat the game, like, when you beat Ganon, it has a little star in your save, right, that you did beat Ganon, but then it's just like, we've spit you out before you fight Ganon and blah, 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 right? Like, but like that's what I would like to see in the series, but
And that's why that speculation at E3 is needed because we already went to two different things. Like we kind of got off the question, but that could happen if they want to do multiplayer. That multiplayer is going to affect this story, and it's going to affect the Zelda franchise. This is open world now. Freedom of choice. Go there. Like it still could be teen, but go there. Really make this now. I want a trilogy of it because this multiplayer has enhanced it. Our speculations have went anywhere, and the story now can be carried over to the third game. Do it. Why not? Give it to us.
Yeah, I just, I know Nintendo wants to use the same engine. Like, they're doing less they've come out and said, we want to put Zelda games out quicker, and the way we do that is use the same engine for multiple entries in the franchise.
Yeah.
we can't just we can't build a new engine for one game in a franchise, right? Like that, they've said that. So that's what makes me think that there's going to be more than 2 Breath of the Wild games. I think there's going to be 3, because I think a trilogy just sounds nice. I think it just sounds cleaner, right? Like I just think it's just like this nice kind of rounded thing, and like maybe people will be tired of it by the time Breath of the Wild 3 comes out, right? Like, you know, it'll be the same thing as every other trilogy in gaming, right? Like the second game is always the best, and the third one never meets expectations, right? Mass Effect 2, Dead Space 2, anything Valve's ever made that never released a 3, right? You know what I mean? Like the second game is always the best. And that's just how it is, right? Gears 2, Halo 2, you know what I mean? Like it's always that. So, Breath
of the Wild 3 would need narration when it starts out. Like
that's fine.
Like show us that darkness.
Right? Maybe it opens up. Maybe it opens up with the ending, right? Maybe it opens up with, you know, Zelda sacrificing herself to kill Ganon, right? And then you see that going in, right? And then your mission, like maybe time traveling comes into that too, where like maybe you have to figure out a different way for Zelda to sacrifice herself, but maybe she lives through it. Kind of like in Final Fantasy X, when they realize there's a different way to do it, right?
Yes.
Like I don't know if you finished Final Fantasy X. Spoilers for a 15-year-old game, but like
I've been on PS2.
You know, the summoners always go sacrifice themselves to Sin, so Sin is banished for 10 years until Sin randomly comes back, and then a new summoner goes to make their pilgrimage to kill Sin, right? And by sacrificing themselves. Maybe this is that, but like, you know, you see the ending of what's supposed to happen, and then your trek through the game, you have to try to start piecing together how you can do this without sacrificing Zelda.
So we can't conclude on 2.
No.
We need that third game.
Yeah. I'm saying maybe the third game opens like
that. But I'm just saying, just us having this discussion, it needs that third game now.
Yes.
Because whatever they do, whatever they let us on, this is leading to a 3. And it feels like it has to happen. And I'm here for it.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, you know, this you know, like the first game was like a very good standalone. It's like the any trilogy of movies really, but I'm just going to use Star Wars as an example. The first game is a great standalone game, right? Where like, or movie, right? Where like, yeah, there's like 1 or 2 threads that leave it open if it's successful, and you can make a sequel, right? But then the second and third movies feel like, you know, the second game ends, or the second movie ends and leads into the third one, right? Where like, you know, where this second game is going to end knowing that there's a third game coming in this series, right? Like that's how it's going to end. So I'm just saying, dude, there's a lot that they could do. And like maybe the, you know, the second game, like you play around with certain things of like, okay, this is clearly the homage to Majora's Mask, right? Where you're going, or
yes,
where you're going into this kind of weird realm, this darker realm, right? Where the third game can be the homage to Ocarina of Time and A Link to the Past, where you awaken the 7 sages, you use time travel to manipulate things so that Zelda doesn't have to die. That was a really long Zelda rant.
I can't say no more. Like, just us having, like I said, just us having this conversation, thinking things, speculating what they could do, what probably won't happen. None of this probably will happen, but I'm now for Breath of the Wild 3. I'm here for a trilogy now, if they go there with that story. If because we don't know what 2 is happening, and I kind of want to rewatch the trailer and just be like, where are you guys going to really go with this? And if you do go with 3, it needs to be a dark intro. It needs narration, and then just show us what you guys have our ideas and literally improve on it, add whatever you want to add. But I think the story moments in 3 is really going to stand out if it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and maybe the narrator is the old man from the first game.
Oh yes.
Which I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't played it, but he's the old man is actually like a character in the game. So, but yeah, maybe the narrator is the old man from the first game. That's, I mean, it doesn't have to be like some epic story driven thing. It can be just simple lines of dialogue like the first game, right? But like that narration can set the scene, or you know what I mean? Like it can just do something interesting to just get us there. So yes. But yeah, Breath of the Wild 2, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes. And maybe because I was thinking of the machines that's in the first one that you fight. Mm-hmm. I think they come and play a role about defeating Ganon in 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So
okay, we got to move on, dude.
I mean, probably should, but I do think the second game is going to do really interesting things. I do think Zelda's going to play a bigger part in this than she did in the first game. I
say let's keep this all in mind. Let's table it. See whatever we see the next time they do a Zelda thing. We'll try to revisit this, and let's do expansion, not pass.
Expansion pack.
Expansion pack. Let's do an expansion pack on this.
Yeah,
because this is a good deep dive.
Yeah,
right here.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think this is. I think the way that Zelda is theoretically the Zelda series is going is fascinating.
Yes.
So, all right. Our last question comes from the one and only Deshaun Malone. He says, "Yo, what's up, fellas? I wanted to know if y'all would ever try to do a panel at a show like PAX, and what y'all would do if you ever got to do one." I mean, I think if we ever did a panel, like I would like to. I've been actually researching to see what it would take to do something like that, and maybe not at like a PAX, obviously, because we're not nearly big enough. But like at a smaller con, like I know OhioCon happens every summer here. It's either in Cleveland or Columbus or Akron. It's like one of those 3 places. They alternate, and I think those are relatively simple to get into. I have been looking into that, but I don't know, do like a mixture of like a lot of a live podcast and like having people ask us questions live, like I feel like that'd be a pretty decent thing to do. Maybe do a little bit of a giveaway type thing during it, so I don't know. What do you think, Ed?
I would kind of like to do like a PAX Comic-Con Midwest Classic Gaming. And of course we'll have, I think we'll probably, it'll be like a Boss Rush podcast collective. So it's like Pow Block, Arsenal X, Boss Rush itself.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be just like a Nintendo Pow Block thing. It would really be like everything.
Yeah, hopefully maybe a PlayStation one. I don't know. I think of course we would get, people who want to come see us and ask us questions. That would be good. But I think we will. I would like to have a discussion, with like with people who come in line and ask us questions, or just us for having a discussion. I kind of would like to have to talk about, why video games make us feel a certain way, why we express our opinions that we express about a video game, and really kind of deep dive like how video games just affect us mentally and physically, like why we get excited. And I would like to hear the community to be like, when you guys play a game, whether it makes you sad or you feel like you don't care, what is it that makes you do that? You know, I would like to have a discussion on that, and we could of course talk about news and stuff like that, and like I said, answer questions. But I would like to hear what video games do for others. So when they're hearing our podcast and hearing us speak, and if our opinions and stuff don't match, it might be because there's a game, a franchise, a developer, a publisher, or whatever that you feel wholehearted about that we may not feel about. We could understand from the community, hearing like literally seeing them and hearing them, and hearing their valid reasons and everything. I would like to do that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool ideas. I think you know, someday we will do one, but we'll see. So,
also, I would love for them to come and sound like I would love for if we'd have one like they come up with their question and they act like they're on, like they host a podcast or something.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Come up with a crazy podcast thing and be like, oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, let them be wacky.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking about the Zelda now.
I know. Dude, I could literally talk about that for like another hour. To be honest. Like I do maybe after the next direct, depending on what's happening with the next direct, right? Like I think maybe we do that. Maybe we go that route. Maybe we just talk about it. So, but anyways, I'm gonna wrap this show. We've been going for over 2 hours almost. Yeah, over 2 hours. So, we're gonna wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for watching. Remember, you can download Nintendo Pow Block every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Although you might be hearing this on Thursday, because I do want to move Pow Block to Thursdays. So Ed and I are going to have that discussion. But anyways, you can check out all of our content on bossrushgames.com and youtube.com/bossrushgames. I always forget to plug the YouTube channel. But you can subscribe to all of our shows at bossrushgames.com/subscribe. Join us on social media. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. All those places. You know it. You love it. Just look for our sweet logo. It's boss_rush_games on Twitter and Boss Rush Games on Instagram. Follow us on Mixer and Twitch at Boss Rush Games Live. That is Boss Rush Games Live. Really enjoy your feedback. Please rate and review our show. I need to start doing that at the top of the show. Remind everybody to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you are listening to us there. It really helps with discoverability. I would really, really appreciate it if you did that for us. So, what else am I missing? I think that's it. In the next week or two, we're going to announce a giveaway. So, I'm not 100% sure what it's going to be yet. So, but we are going to have something because you guys are pushing us towards episode 200, which is very exciting for us doing the show for almost 5 years. It's been I'm very excited that we're going to hit that milestone. It's been a really fun 5 years of this show, and I think we're going to do something special for 200. So, yes. But anyways, Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatBretcherCoat and check out Option Opinion on SoundCloud and other podcast apps. And you can check out Boss Rush Podcast and hit them hard. We'll be making a return soon. I'm getting some episodes ready for that. And hopefully I'll have some writings up that you guys can check.
Nice.
On bossrushgames.com.
You can follow me at CoreyNHD713 on Twitter and CoreyNHD on Mixer and Instagram. You can also find me on various content on bossrushgames.com. I really just want to say thanks for listening and just, subscribe, share, review, rate, all that stuff. And thank you guys so much for watching. And until next week, we love you.
Bye, everybody. Woo-hoo.